A shocking attack in Sydney's east. At 1 a.m. this morning, a daycare in the beachside suburb Maroubra was set alight and an anti-Semitic slogan graffitied on its fence.
We were notified during the night, in the early hours, and our director of the service responded and has been working with the police since that time.
I grew up 500 metres from here, and this is the site of my former primary school. This is the worst anti-Semitic attack we have ever had. I'm absolutely devastated of this for the Jewish community. They should not have to go through this sort of daily attack, and these days it is happening daily.
The Only About Children daycare is not affiliated with any religion. Only 200 metres away, Mount Sinai College, a Jewish school. Local resident Ben's youngest son attends the school.
Look, I think it's disgusting. I don't really want my children to know about it. Children become very apprehensive. I'm an adult. This doesn't scare me, but it scares a lot of people, understandably, and of course that's the purpose of it.
I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it. Just down the road from the synagogue that I served in for many years.
Yossi Friedman has been a rabbi in the area for almost a decade.
When I first started here, some 9 years ago, there were swastikas that were drawn on the side of this synagogue, which we had to scrub off.
He says the local Jewish community feels unsafe.
It really seems to be, they're not just isolated incidents against the Jewish community, but rather it really seems to be domestic terrorism. We've always had security. Sadly, the fact of Jewish institutions is that even before this whole conflict started, we always have security personnel, armed guards around our schools, around our synagogues, and all our institutions. But what this means is that now we need even more heightened security presence and measures put into place, both within our community and beyond from our government. And we do have those expectations that our government have and will be taking care of us.
Police are conducting a major investigation in relation to who is responsible for this vicious hate crime.
Last night's arson attack was just the latest in a string of anti-Semitic incidents since the end of last year. In December and November, cars were vandalised in Sydney's eastern suburbs. A synagogue in Melbourne's south-east was set on fire. In January, Sydney endured 3 more attacks, including outside the former home of a prominent Jewish leader.
Our warnings have gone unheeded, and we now find ourselves at this awful time where we're waking up every day wondering what property, what daycare centre, what synagogue, what home has been defiled and defaced.
How concerned are you about this recent increase in anti-Semitic attacks across Sydney?
Very concerned. I've called myself back from leave. When I was briefed on this matter this morning, I got a brief from the officers and brought myself back because it's important that I'm here to support the officers, but also to support the community.
Are the police doing enough?
We're doing everything we can to get to identify these people and put them before the court. We won't give up until we get to the bottom of all of these matters.
New South Wales Police has set up Strike Force Pearl. 8 people have been charged. The latest is a woman who appeared in court today for her alleged involvement in an attack in Wallara late last year.
She has been charged with a number of matters, including participating in a criminal network. That's a very serious matter.
Are they all linked to each other? I mean, what is happening?
We can't rule that out, that some or all are linked, or some are copycat type offences. But whatever the motive, they're all serious matters.
After an emergency meeting this afternoon, New South Wales Police decided to double the capacity of Strike Force Pearl to 40 detectives. And following sustained pressure, the Prime Minister held a national cabinet meeting this afternoon in response to the spate of attacks. The AFP then announced they're investigating whether individuals overseas have paid local criminals to carry out some of these crimes. Meanwhile, the community braces for what may be next.
And there is no consequences for those actions. There is a repetition of those crimes.
As we've seen, we've had attacks in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. We never know from one day to another where the next attack is going to be.